Hi, this is Scott with etrailer. Today we're taking a look at and installing the Romik running boards for 2011 Ford F-150. If you have these or you get these installed, let us know what you think of them down in the comments. One of the things I like about our Romik running boards for our F-150 is it kind of gives it that factory look, almost like an OEM appearance to it. It matches our trim really well, and it doesn't have a lot of flash to it, so it doesn't have the chrome or anything like that that's going to get scratched up, but it does have a really nice flat black coating on it, and you're not going to get a bunch of corrosion or rust like times you do with some of the older style running boards. These are also going to give your paint some protection from rocks and debris flying up and hitting up under your rocker panel here. So it's a really nice option. What's really good about them is they're going to help you get in and out of your truck a lot easier and safer. So what it's going to do is give you more footing, and it does have a little band of grip right here on the edge, so it's going to give you a little more grip. Say it gets a little wet or it's snow on the ground, that's going to really help you out with your footing as well. So if you're interested in these running boards, just enter in your year, make, and model into our fit guide and make sure you have the right cab options in there, and we'll help you get the right running boards for you. As far as installation, these are pretty straightforward, and it comes with everything you need to get them done. Just stick around and watch our video, and we'll help you get them installed. To start our installation for our running boards, we have taken a look at our brackets, and we've decided that we're only going to be using 3 rows of our bolts. So what we're going to do is pull off one of our end caps, and we're going to remove 2 of our bolts because we won't be needing them. We're just going to use a Phillips screwdriver, and we're going to have 2 screws. Now we can just pull off our end cap. And those will just slide right out of the way. For our items in our kit, we're going to have these little clips. What we're going to do is see that they're far apart. We need these to be able to slide onto our body and hold in place. So what I'm going to do is just squeeze this down and try and get it to center up. As you can see, it comes off center. So when I get it squeezed down a little bit, I'll take my pliers and get that hole centered up, and that's going to make it easier for us to line up our bolts. And I'll do that with all of our clips. On each side, you're going to have 3 brackets, and these are going to be side specific. So this side is our passenger side, and if you look at your instruction sheet, it will show you the orientation of your brackets. Just make sure you have each set on the correct side when you're putting them on. Now once we get under there, we're going to want to hold our bracket up into place, and that's going to give us an idea of which holes we're going to use. You're going to have maybe some stickers over the holes. You're going to want to get those out of the way. Or if you have other factory clips that are just hanging in the holes, you want to remove them as well because they're going to get in the way of your bracket when you install it. So what I'll do is I'll just crawl under there and get figured out which holes I need to use. And then I can get my clips slid on to those holes that I'll be using. Now we did install the other 2 brackets. It's going to be the same process all the way around our vehicle. Now I have my bracket figured out where I'm going to go. So right here we have a hole that we're going to be using, and it lines up with my rearmost hole. So what I'm going to do is just spread this bracket apart, or our clip apart I should say, and just get that slid up over our rocker and just spread it far enough to go on, and get it pushed up and centered on our holes so you can see all of our threads. Now for our rearmost hole, this is where we're going to end up putting our clip. So we'll just spread it apart just a little bit there, and we'll push that in place and just get it lined up with your hole. Now we can take our bracket, and when we're putting our brackets on, we're going to leave them all loose. We just want to go finger tight with them until we get the rest of our running board on. Then we can come back through and tighten everything up. Now what I like to do is take off all my hardware on down the bottom of my running board. You can probably do it with them backed up and just slide it on, but I like to take them all the way off. It just makes it a little easier for me. Now we can just get our running board set in place. Usually what I'll do is just set it on there, and then I can line up my bolts, get it put into the slot, and these are able to slide up and down your running board. So just slide them in place, and we'll just do that all the way down. Now with our hardware, we'll take one of our washers and our nut, and we'll get them put in place. And just the same as with our brackets, we're just going to put them in place finger tight for now. Now we'll go back through and just snug up our bracket side of our hardware just a little bit. When we're doing this part, we want to make sure our bracket's staying straight. Kind of hold it in place and snug it down. Now that we have our brackets to the body tightened up, what we want to do is make sure we have our running board where we want it. Now, it is slotted, so you're going to be able to move it in or out. What I like to do is kind of look down the body line and make sure we have it where we want it, front and back. Now, from the rear of this one, I'm going to go from the back of our body line here and almost to the back of our running board. And I just want to make sure it's straight, and then I can come back through and I'll snug them down. Now we'll go back through and torque down all of our hardware to the specified torque settings in our instruction manual. Now if you need a torque wrench, you can check them out here on eTrailer, or you can take a look at them at your local auto parts store. And that was a look at the Romik running boards for our 2011 Ford F-150. I'm Scott with eTrailer. Thanks for watching.